Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is DC Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the DC universe.
What?
Greetings, fans of the DC movie universe. Well, unfortunately, there was not a lot of news this week, so we are going to spend this time
today
talking about our favorite episodes of the Super Friends. Of course, the early pre-Justice League cartoon by Filmation. I liked the dog and guy before you got Jan and Zaymont in the later episodes, right?
Not my favorite.
Remember like the guy with the
I like the Wonder Twins. It was the Wonder Twins.
That was later on, I think, the Wonder Twins.
I see that you guys both have good points here. Great things to talk about.
So that's our show this week. Thanks for tuning in.
And I'm out.
I'm Adam Gertler. You can find me at Adam Gertler.
Throw yourself out there. I'm Mike Kalinowski at Mike Kalinowski.
I'm Roxy Striar. You can find me at Roxy Striar.
Johnny LaQuasto is out at sea right now. Jay Quasto, we hope you're doing well out there. He's out in the little comedy club on the Big Blue, as he said.
I just pictured like a movie. What was that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. when he went out in the cruise and it...
Men of Honor?
No, I think it was a comedy. He was like, it turned out it was like a gay cruise and he got stuck out there and...
Men of Honor?
Well, maybe. Okay. That's what I pictured out there.
We're
Not
just
that he
kidding,
is, but I'm just saying.
guys. This
is a huge week.
This is probably the biggest week for DC News ever.
That was a slap in the face and a kick in the nuts and a let's go ham on it week.
Definitely the biggest
let's go ham on it.
I love when you go ham. It's the biggest week since we've had this show. That's absolutely
Can we say about the one person's like, I like when Mike says, can we go ham? Because he sounds like my dad. That's what someone commented and I fucking lost it.
Whose dad is going ham out there?
I meant like I was like an old man talking about it. I love it. She was probably like 15, but it's great.
Oh, I think it sounds very natural out of your mouth.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ham on it.
So, guys, in case you missed anything, DC took over everything this week. Every media cycle, every news show, every internet click, half the TV shows on television.
I feel bad for poor Cap. He had that 75th anniversary and... I don't think anyone talked.
And inevitably, so many of you, our fans, our friends, other people out there, collectively got together and in the spirit of good faith told all the fans of Marvel to go suck it. Well, listen, I do not condone...
Suck it.
I do not condone that kind of competition. It is only because of that very same competition that we have such a very, very bright future in front of us. Wouldn't you agree?
That's I feel bad because a lot of my friends kind of, there was one guy we were getting into Twitter and the Twitterverse changed after this special aired.
Sure
you see this like, it looks great and this and that. And you just felt the shift that everyone was on board now with everything. And I'm just like, well, you know what? You should have been with us from the beginning.
These things they only matter in the first hand. And the thing is, look, you got to admit, Marvel makes a lot of great announcements that make people happy.
Yeah.
When DC makes announcements, people are always like, what the what? No matter what. I mean, I'm talking historically Michael Keaton, pre-Twitter.
Yes.
Okay, this is like the first time I can remember. I was just going on, what are people thinking of the Suicide Squad trailer? And it's like,
right.
You understand, most people don't know what the Suicide Squad is. This was most people's first introduction to any of this.
You don't think the Comic-Con teaser was the first introduction? You think
I'm even speaking about the broader public.
Yeah.
I do. I think that it was so under the radar. Even the Comic-Con first teaser trailer, it was not in people's radar. This was tonally so different, and we're going to watch it. We're going to do a watch-along, so cue it up.
I've been doing these Twitter poll things.
I know. I've participated
in them.
Queen.
Yeah, I'm a Twitter poll queen, and this one got a lot of responses, but it was the absolute most in terms of one answer got way more than the other. So the question was, how did you feel about Suicide Squad trailer? And the two options were everything you wanted and not your bag.
Okay.
And 700 people voted, and 91% of them said everything you
700
wanted.
people?
Well, we're going to use that opportunity now to take a look at the trailer.
Oh, boy.
We'll talk a little bit over it, then right afterwards you're going to hear what Mike, Roxy, and myself have to say about the trailer, and then we're going to take an even more in-depth look at the trailer, and that's only the first part of this show.
We could talk the whole show on this.
We could easily talk the whole show on this.
But we won't.
Although, for those people that wanted us to be over 90 minutes today, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet to want more of us.
We got a lot of tweets about more. That's
Yeah.
good.
But,
Thanks,
you know,
guys.
leave them wanting more. Oh, and by the way, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing the shirt of the only superhero in the DC movie universe that nobody is talking about. That's right. Not a lot of Captain America, or rather Captain Marvel rhetoric
Can we
these
say
days.
it's not good? It's
Not
not happening.
Shazam?
Just not mentioned. Kevin Smith didn't even ask any questions.
Well, listen, despite what
I know.
everyone says, and we're not going to get into this again, because I eventually caved after maintaining for so long that Shazam was not going to be in the DC universe. I eventually caved, and now I feel like I want to go back and say what I originally said. Like, I do think there's going to be a movie made, but I don't think it's going to be in the same world.
Okay, let's watch
Anyway,
this trailer, though.
Suicide Squad, here we go.
All right, we're watching. Where are we watching it? Up there?
First of all, how bold to use this song, Bohemian Rhapsody, in a trailer, and your movie is not called Wayne's World.
Okay, brilliant song choice, though.
Isn't that what Humberto Gonzalez he scooped on?
What, that it was set to...
Yeah, I think
Bohemian
a
Rhapsody?
while ago he had said it was
I
gonna
don't
be.
remember that.
I think he did.
I've heard other people say this too, and that was my reaction. Holy Jai Courtney, what?
Yeah, I think this is the best he's ever looked ever.
Hold on, we'll talk about him.
Okay.
What's the hold on for? That's the whole point of us.
I'll talk about it.
He's got point counterpoint, which I
Hold
really
on.
love. Love Will Smith's look in this, by the way. Love the big beard and the bald head.
Love him earlier on in the trailer. Later on, I have a little bit of an issue with him.
With him?
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
think
when he starts doing the talking.
coming up on my favorite part. I agree, but how about when he's in the jail cell? Is that coming up right now?
I should kill everyone in
Oh, this is the best part.
Sorry.
She's got voices.
Oh, he's dead.
Just kidding.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
Joe Kinnaman. This guy, good luck for this guy. He was in that failed RoboCop reboot, and now here he is.
Yeah, and you guys know
This
who he
shot
could
of-
have been.
Lot
Could
of
have been
guns.
Tommy.
And notice we got both Deadshot looks, right? You got a full
Yep.
mask and just the eye over it. And look at him. Look
A lot
at
of
this
controversy
guy.
over him in this trailer.
Oh, not here.
Enchantress scares the living crap out of me.
Yeah, she's a soul sword going up there.
Sword there.
Oh.
This shot of him on the car
right.
with Will Smith.
No, he's
Yeah,
cracking the beer.
Slipknot?
Everybody let him crack the beer and cheers.
Ooh. Oh, I love the crack in the beer.
Dun,
I
dun,
really
dun,
do.
dun,
Oh,
dun, dun. Then the
I like
panda
pandas with guns.
Worst heroes ever.
That shot right there. And he comes to us again.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, the worst
that
heroes
Daddy's
ever is
Little
like the
Monster.
boys for me. Boys.
Which one?
Worst heroes ever.
Oh,
it's
kinda
my
like
grandma.
Boys. Oh, that's beautiful with the mixing a little heart behind Harley and Joker.
Hello.
And there's the
different
shot.
angle of Holly.
Mike's not a fan of that shot. I thought it was good.
He's not a fan.
I don't think it sexualizes her. Like everyone's upset about.
I do. But I'm a guy, you know?
Okay, let's go ham.
all
Let's
right,
dig in.
guys.
Jesus.
So, what are your reactions?
Okay, first my reaction
Just
was...
initial broad reaction.
Okay, I
We'll get more
was in the
specific.
middle of a rehearsal, so I could not watch right away, but I was seeing Twitter going nuts about it. And everyone's flipping out on Jai Courtney.
Flipping out.
They're great. Oh, he's
Yeah.
the best thing in this trailer. He had 2 lines in a jail
Yeah.
cell, and he popped a beer that was edited perfectly to
Yeah.
the music. And now you're suddenly
Right.
loving him? Absolutely not. I think
Okay.
he's
So
going to be
you're
great.
still anti-Jai Courtney,
Great.
or
No,
you
I
never
think-
were
No,
anti?
no, no, no.
I liked it. I think he is
If I
great
can-
as a bad guy.
If I can interpret what you're saying right
Yeah.
now, is you're not saying that everybody is that guy Jai Courtney's not going to be good in this
Right,
film.
I'm not saying
you're
that.
You're saying that the praise being heaped upon
Yes.
him is not duly earned because it's just cleverly shown in a well-edited trailer.
And everyone went ballistic for him.
Right.
They're like,
Okay.
my favorite part. He was awesome. He's going to kill in this movie. And I was like, they edited that scene perfectly.
Great.
And editing for the trailer, spot on. I think
Yeah.
he's going to be great because Joel Courtney, I've said it from the beginning, or Jai Courtney, when he's a bad guy, he excels.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. When he's the good guy, not so much.
This guy also, you realize, like, he's definitely a star. He's not a household name.
He's not a leading man.
He's
Are you talking
already
about Jai
in,
still?
Yeah, he's in like 3 franchises, right? Isn't he in
And-
like the
but-
Insurgent
Yeah,
franchise,
but I think
Die
he's
Hard
incredible
franchise,
in-
and Terminator franchise?
Divergent, Insurgent, he kills it.
And
I
now
think
this one, like he's major. They keep what? Did you just look at
John
Roxy because she said
McClane's son, he was terrible. As John Connor, he's terrible. Or
Yeah,
not John
yeah.
Connor, as Kyle Reese, he's terrible.
Did you see Divergent
saw-
and Insurgent?
Those aren't
he's
my-
not bad at
Yeah,
this.
he
He's
did.
not bad at
He
it.
was really
But I'm saying,
good.
Jack
And Spartacus
Reacher
is great,
Jack
yeah.
Reacher, Spartacus, he's phenomenal. I love
Jack
him.
Reacher. I just saw Jack Reacher the other
right.
day because we're doing it on FX Movie Download. It was
he's
really good.
great.
I
Coming
will
from
s-
the chat, everybody is saying Jai owned it. I like Jai. Jai was great in the
Listen,
trailer.
I
Jai
will
was
just-
awesome.
Because he punched, he
I would
screams
like
and
to
let me out of
respond.
here and clicked a beer. That's why he killed it?
I would like to respond if I could quickly, and then we'll
Okay,
move on. There's
please.
a lot of other stuff to say. I'm kind of on everyone else's side in this only because
Why?
I'm going to tell you.
I feel
stay
like
on that side of the table,
he's gonna say it.
I was not expecting a lot from the character, from Jai Courtney, from Captain Boomerang either. It wasn't an element of this film I was particularly excited about. And well edited or not, well performed or not, my reaction to what I saw in the trailer was like, I'm excited for that character now.
Wait,
That's
hold
all
on.
I'll say about it.
No. I feel like we got off on the wrong tone here for a second because these were overall thoughts, and then you went into a whole Jai rant.
Okay.
Overall thoughts.
So my overall thoughts are, I love the trailer.
Yes.
Okay, like when we were talking about it on the show last week, I said I wanted to see action.
And you
right?
did?
I remember, and I also said I wanted to see logos. We'll talk about that later, but. I mean, you got a feeling for the action of this film, the feeling of David Ayer's film, a tone that seemed separate from Batman v Superman and its overly dour attitude and mood,
fun.
which I still think is cool because I like my Batman real dark.
Yeah.
Kind of like my coffee with just a little bit of milk in
the
there.
accent came out. You like your Batman real dark.
Real dark. I like it real dark. Now, Suicide Squad on the other hand, it looks like someone else said this to me, like a dark Guardians of the Galaxy in tone. Similar. There's a lot of parallels there. It's just there's parallels just because it's an offbeat team, lesser known, whatever. But overall, listen. Freaking loved it, and I think they really made other people aware. And you didn't need to know anything about Batman or Superman. I love that they didn't show Batman in this too. And I thought the Joker looked great. I loved it.
Okay, I completely agree. I thought it was awesome. I gave this an 8 out of 10 for a couple of different
I didn't even know we
reasons.
were scoring it.
I just did, so welcome to the panel.
I didn't bring my scorecards.
Oh, you'll be okay. I think that you've got fingers, you know? You got 10 of them there.
I don't have enough fingers for how much I like that trailer.
You like it more than 10?
Yeah. No.
You're giving this like
I was
a
being
11?
hyperbolic.
I see what you did there. I thought it was really, really great. I didn't have a problem with any of the characters. I did have a little bit of an issue with what I said, the worst heroes ever. Like, I don't know why we had to frickin' put that in there.
Okay.
But it was really fun. I loved what they did with the music.
Queen.
And just like, instead of these long played out scenes, these quick cuts, which I love that they did at the end. Not enough spoilers to get anybody pissed off, I feel like.
Do you feel upset, though, because you like the spoilers?
No, I don't feel upset. I feel scared, which is good, but I also feel excited and silly. So I think that tonally, I don't have a problem with this. I think it's gonna be very different than any of the other movies. I'm all in.
Yes, I felt. I did not care for the first trailer that we got. I thought it was kind of bland. Mm-hmm. This trailer, I saw it, and I 100%, I'm like, cannot wait. I just realized this, and I don't know why I haven't thought about it before. I was watching Training Day recently on Netflix. David Ayer wrote that. Training Day.
Yes.
And I didn't know that. I was like,
yes.
So he's not even really a great writer, he's a great director. I was like, I'm sold. There's so much, like, we can go into more discussion.
Training Day is a really fun movie, too.
Oh, my God.
It's a really fun movie. I agree. And, like, you know what?
But the tone, the fun, but there's the seriousness there to it.
The enthusiasm that he had at Comic-Con was akin to that of the directors of Deadpool. They just seemed so proud and excited about what they were doing. And everything we've heard about this cast, how they got along, what the camaraderie was like on the set. It's great, guys, because now, no matter what happens, like it's like we're starting to see these structures go up.
I know.
Like this universe is coming. I heard what you were saying before.
Yeah, I said a little bit earlier, guys. It just dawned on me. I know we've talked about this for
it
so
dawned
long,
on Mike.
but it's like, wow, this is happening. We're gonna see this. It's gonna be here now.
Can we take a closer look at a couple of these
Yes.
images?
Let's take
right.
shots.
All right.
Because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
these
because there
shots.
were so many cuts. We got a lot of frames. So starting with Harley drinking this tea, girl's got it going on.
Yeah.
I don't care what color hair she has.
That's my new favorite use for a meme is
Yeah.
replacing the Kermit with the tea, but that's none of my business.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Everybody's doing it. Absolutely. love it.
What does she say right there? What's the line?
I don't think she
didn't
says
say
anything
anything.
there.
Okay.
She's just,
No, people just in the memes are saying something, but that's none of my business.
Oh,
you know?
I see. And
Yeah.
that's just unrelated to anything.
Yeah,
It's
unrelated.
just taking on a life. Yeah, I mean, look, awesome. Totally looks like Harley Quinn from the animated series, but come to life. And, that's
lots
exactly
of
what
problems.
she
Lots
would
of
be doing.
problems. Should we talk about now or towards the end when we got the
What?
shot? A lot of girls are having problems with her portrayal in this film.
Oh, okay.
And the
Yeah,
sexualization.
we'll get back to it.
We'll get to it
Yeah.
because
All right, Will Smith in this at this point for me looked amazing when he's trying to get out and he's saying like whatever, let me out or don't.
the door opens and he's fucking dukes up.
Oh, is
And
this
they
right
put the
before
thing-
that?
Yeah, right before that, where they put the thing around his neck. He
Yeah.
killed it here. It wasn't
And
until
it's like-
later on.
I think because out of everyone, they had that. We've seen scenes of him filmed with his daughter.
Yeah.
He probably went, and like in the comics, there was this whole story. He's got this daughter that humanizes him.
Yeah, I think that's his whole story. And like that's who he was. We saw him like dressed out in his pimp clothes, like with gifts and his daughter. Listen, I got to tell you right here. I can tell you right now. This was my favorite part of the trailer. I think it's great. Oh yeah, when they're all lining up like 8-10 people deep, and he's just like, "Let's go." And instead of like it cutting to like Captain America in the elevator and he takes them all down, he goes down, but he's still ready to charge full in. That's what I love. That tells me a lot.
Based on this trailer, though, people are asking who's leading the Suicide Squad. Is it Will Smith or is it Rick Flag?
It's Rick Flag. It's his team.
But
Rick Flag assembles the team, but I think he's going to be kind of the hero.
He's their liaison to kind of keep him on a leash. You're like, okay, I'm going to point you this direction. Now go.
Even he later says, like, let's go save the world. You know what I mean? Like, look, it's a dark. Come on,
some kind
still
of
heroes.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you see his underwater area right next to him. And he's all on grates right there that the guys are coming in on.
So is this when they're kind of saying like, oh, we got a guy who's a alligator man?
Yeah, I think that's probably where after Batman got him, threw him in there and.
So that's cool. I think that was just also funny in the trailer how they run down the list of we got a guy who's got fire, we got a guy who's like a crocodile.
And if you notice, Cara Delevingne is on his shoulder, dressed like she's got glasses on and her hair's back, and she's not the Enchantress. She's on, and that's where he goes. And you're a witch.
Yeah.
If you look, she's like bringing her hand over him, and she's right there.
Oh no!
Not dressed as the Enchantress.
Yeah, we see her not as the Enchantress a couple times in this.
And Slipknot here.
Yeah.
How about
El
this?
Diablo.
Oh, at least El Diablo. So full on.
Somehow we only see for 1 second one scene.
Because he's dead. He's the guy that's going to be like, you got a bomb on her neck, and I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Walks off, poof, head goes off.
So El Diablo, full on Johnny Storm powers this guy has.
Yeah.
We see him really using
Is
them
he
at
like
one
that in
point.
the comics
I
as well?
thought it was electricity.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with El Diablo in the comics. I gotta
Doesn't
be
look
honest.
anything like this in the comics. Except he's got the tattoos, but it's he's not as shirtless. But I think it's a cool. It differentiates him. It gives him a nice, cool history.
Yeah.
You look at him and you go, "That's some fucking history with that guy right there."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is some history. That is definitely some history. Okay.
This is the shot that everyone sold. Said he's going to steal the movie because
I gotta
of this.
say, it sold me too. Listen, you know what?
God, you guys are so easy to please. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm also easy to dissatisfy.
I never was not pleased with his casting. I always liked his casting.
Now, if he would have thrown
I don't know
boomerang,
why you're being such a ball buster on like
here's the shot.
that picture.
Oh, no, I'm not. If he would have done
That's
this,
a great. I mean,
if he would have been talking to someone like you and I, went like this, threw a boomerang, popped the beer, caught the boomerang, and killed the guy. Yes, he killed it.
That's just an average Saturday for you.
yeah.
Okay. For me? Well, hey,
Listen, I've been in your position before.
I've been a fan of his from the beginning in that role.
But
I'm
listen,
just like,
if that picture of Jai Courtney was the poster for the movie,
I'm watching it.
I'm totally sold.
Me too.
And it just said Suicide Squad on that.
But
it looks like it reminds me of Bronson. It reminds me of Tom Hardy and Bronson. I'm just feeling like Aussie crazy man, and maybe that's bringing me back to that.
Okay, I do want to say though, Zeno Hour in the chat says embrace the Jai, Mike. But here's the thing. I think you have embraced Jai.
I've liked him since Spartacus.
Yeah.
I agree that he's been milk toast in so many movies
saying this
and just vanilla.
From an acting standpoint, that man has a team that tries to get him out there, and they get him in these franchises, which any actor would do.
There will be more Jai pictures. We will continue to talk about Jai.
All right.
He will come up
you
later.
guys, it's okay to like
that. Sold everyone too? Okay.
But what sold everybody too? This Jai part?
I'm just messing with everyone.
Okay.
What is he doing? What is he doing
He
now?
gets out of the bag and he just
freak out.
goes nuts.
Oh yeah, that was also another great part featuring Jai Courtney.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm not complaining.
So he stole the trailer?
I'm just mounting a case.
All right.
Okay.
Croc, right? Yeah, it's Croc.
Okay, so Croc in the Hannibal Lecter get up there?
Yeah, kind of reminiscent of. Was it? No, it wasn't Arkham. I'm trying to think of one of the Arkham games that he was bound up like that.
Now this part, right? No, wasn't it also like Joker was like that?
Joker was like that when Batman was bringing him in
the beginning of Arkham Asylum.
Maybe similar.
The only problem I have with this scene, and you guys tell me what you think, is that there's no Jai Courtney in it.
I completely
For a
agree.
second,
Adam,
for a second there, I'm like, let me think of a retort. I was like, oh, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
Moving on.
There she is. See?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So what's going on here?
What is going on there? She's wearing glasses and everything.
Is she transformed eventually?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
nobody talks about her because he's like,
And he says, and you're a witch here?
Then later on we see her in the tub thing.
Yeah,
So
I think he says she's a witch or something.
Maybe he's making light of her, and then her transformation actually
But
happens
why is she
after
out of her
this.
cell allowed to touch him like that?
Well, because maybe it's before.
if this was the poster of the movie, I would think I was going to see
kind
like
of poster?
it would
Well,
be
you know
like
what?
The Big Short or something. Like I'm just saying, this doesn't look anything like the
She's
tone to the rest of it.
She's all up in his business there. Like, she looks like she's doing some kind of enchantress kind of stuff to him.
No, to me, she looks like she's a hairdresser.
I don't know. What do you guys think is going on there? That's a cool thing. Excellent. Let's move on. I mean, I like it.
Okay.
He looks so sick.
I love the fact that they didn't CGI him.
They didn't.
I love the fact that they didn't.
I was saying in the beginning, they're going to help it with CGI.
I think maybe if he opens his mouth to eat someone, his jaw will extend.
Yeah, I think he looks awesome.
The fact that they did that, I love it.
Listen,
I love the fact that they cast an African-American actor. It could have been white, anything. So this cast and diversity... It's phenomenal.
You're so right. Like, you really just
Could
feel
have been
it.
anyone in that role.
And if it was a CG character, it really would have jumped out. Like, we miss great creature makeup anymore.
Yes,
didn't Rick Baker retire because there wasn't enough
no
work to
do?
do?
Like, man, I'm not challenged anymore.
I mean, that looks great. I'm really excited about the
I love the actor. I don't know
that-
how to pronounce his name, but I love the actor that's in the role.
Oh, I'm getting really close.
A and A. There's two A's. It's A and A.
I'm just jumping back really quick because the chat wanted to let us know the line was, "You're possessed by a witch."
Okay, and you're possessed by a witch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe we see the origin of Enchantress
or maybe
in this.
she's not possessed at that point, and they're trying to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe.
interesting.
Okay.
So she could be tied to the threat. Maybe there is a greater
I think
threat.
she's the great threat that
But-
unleashes this monster that they're in the subway with.
Right,
later.
but the feeling is like she's possessed in some way.
Okay, does she not give you nightmares in this picture? Like, do you guys remember The Ring?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
What was that?
Did you see Babadook?
What did she say?
I didn't. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it.
You didn't like
I don't
it?
like it.
I thought there were some really scary parts.
That's what she does.
You're coming out of the TV like that with her hair?
I'll never
Yeah.
tell. That's like Enchantress
It
in this
is.
picture.
Okay.
I will say, I thought the smoke coming off of her looked a little fake.
I
That
didn't
kind
care.
of bugged me a
didn't
little
notice
bit.
it.
No, I didn't.
There was
care.
like a little weird magic
I
smoke.
thought
I was
cool.
like, all right.
It was like
But
blinding.
minor thing.
And dead.
Okay, so
It's
he's
cool.
dead. So here's Slipknot. So
And
he's
again,
got,
Here's
another.
the
He's
one
Native
shot.
American man. In the comics, he's just white guy. So the casting in this is so diverse.
Right.
And I love it. It hasn't really been made an issue, but they went out of their way to do diverse, and I love it.
right, and so they could kill him first.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that role because he's got knots. He throws ropes and he might
Yeah.
hang someone, but they need someone in the group, just like in the animated series KGBs. They needed someone that's to prove how
Someone's
deadly
gotta
Amanda
go
Waller
down,
is.
yeah.
He's going down.
Yeah. Oh, so you think that's going to be a neck bomb? You need to see a neck bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were asking me on Twitter, like, do we have neck bombs? Because they haven't addressed it in a trailer.
Hey,
You've
hold
got
back the
to.
neck bomb. Hold
You
back
have
the
to.
neck bombs
That's
for us.
a standard of the squad. So.
Okay.
A sentence nobody ever said.
Hold back the neck bombs for me.
Okay, I love this Harley
Voices
part.
in my head.
People are really upset about the lack of an accent. How are you guys feeling?
Why? Because she doesn't sound like
First
the
of all,
cartoon?
she
Yeah.
does have a very strong
Well, you know
American
what? Ben
accent.
Affleck doesn't
Yeah,
sound
she-
like Kevin
She does
Conroy,
have
so
her
big
accent,
deal.
that's true. but
She's
she doesn't
from
necessarily
Australia.
have the Harley accent.
No, I'm
as
sorry.
people say.
That's Arlene Sorkin did that and created that, and that's her thing, and that's her stamp on Harley
Yeah.
Quinn. Every other actress
I think
should
this
be able
is
to do
still
something
paying a
different.
lot
I
of
am
our-
completely with you.
This is still
Completely
paying a
with
lot
you.
of homage to that character. I
Of
mean,
course,
make no
because you
mistake,
have
but
to. Batman's got a cape and a cowl. You got to pay homage to the character.
Right.
But Arlene Sorkin, she created that.
yeah,
that's
if
her
you
version of it.
Put it this way: like Batman was around for like 50-something years before like there was any kind of voice identified with him
Right.
outside of animated series. But before Kevin Conroy, there was no like one Batman voice.
Right.
So to follow that same voice would be like in a weird way having this like accent dictated by the animated
Setting
series, which
herself
informs
up
the
for
character,
failure,
which
too.
is like no other characters really like that. So I think you make a good point. And also, it would take away from Dreamboat Jai Courtney's Australian accent too, because I want to hear all that Aussie baby. Give it to me.
Harley's
I'll
still
get
my
on the
favorite part
barbie
of the
for
movie.
ya. You filthy joy. All right.
That
So
was good. That
I
was
liked
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Our first sense of what the major threat is going on there.
Okay. So what do we think is going on there? What is the main?
Look, there was one scene where they're walking by. There's a Hummer that's like something looks melted through it. Doesn't
Do
look
you
like
have any
destruction.
theories? This is a good point to talk about this. I have no idea what the mission is, and I kind of
don't.
like that.
I have legitimately no
I
idea.
think
That's
the
what I mean by
Joker
no
has nothing to
spoilers.
do with the mission.
Well, we've already heard directly from the horse's mouth, and we'll talk about this later. But
From
that
the horse's mouth.
that the Joker is not exactly a team member, which we
that's-
all suspect.
yes. That's a
Okay,
given.
I'm the horse.
You're what?
Huh?
Oh. Anyway, from her mouth. Yeah, I don't think the Joker's the main threat
I
at
just
all.
don't know what it's.
But his connection is to Harley.
But there were
But then we
tentacles
heard-
coming out, and
Here.
It was what was the exact Kevin Smith quote or the quote that was like, let's just say he's not exactly part of the squad.
I think Jeff Johns said that, didn't
Jeff
he?
Johns did after Kevin Hassett.
But he's not exactly part of the squad. That is really cool.
Something like that.
So we're thinking tentacled beast. I mean,
There are tentacles in the subway scene.
yeah, there's tentacles.
And then, but you see like gross gook, too.
Yeah.
Right. And you said, what were you talking about? Gook creatures.
This is gook creature.
There are,
There's the
yeah.
gooky, blacky gook.
Yeah.
And you'll see. You'll see.
Well, you need some kind of threat
Do you
that
think-
the
Look, the
military
blacky gook.
and the
gooky
military
black.
and the normal way that we have of defending ourselves cannot work.
Let me pose this
So we
question.
need some-
Do you think that the threat is at all born out of something related to the results of Man of Steel? Like alien Kryptonian invasion?
Well,
is
they
it
keep hinting at the fact that Suicide Squad is way more involved in the universe than you're thinking right now.
Right. I
so
mean, that
maybe,
this threat is either affects the Justice League
Right.
or Man of Steel.
I'm not
Chat
sure.
roll. Fans, what do you guys think? Let's just speculate here. We're just figuring it out. Nobody's going to be committed to anything.
Are you seeing this gook? It's like mucus.
Okay. Are we going back to Joker? Yeah, there's mucus. Listen, I don't know yet, but you know what I like? Okay, thoughts on the Joker real quick, and then I'll pass it off. My thoughts are, I loved Heath Ledger's Joker, but I thought it is such a specific anarchic version of the character. If they were to try to do a version who was motivated similarly, forget performance even, it would be out of place, because not every version of the Joker's like, I only like gunpowder and dynamite, I don't care about
the Nolan
money.
films are a direct result of 9/11. They are in that world of terrorism, and it's set, and that's why a lot of people say the Nolan films will not hold up 20 years from now as well as the Burton do. Because the Burton is set in this nebulous time
I
period.
don't agree with those people, though.
I know we've talked about it, but the
I just
Nolan
had to
films
say
are
it.
direct out of with security, with the sensor he had, the cell phone and invasive, all that. It is
Right.
very of our time with those films.
Oh, so good.
And that's why his Joker
What do you
is
think of this guy who looks like a criminal who's got like jewelry and nice suits and amazing cars?
He's a criminal for this day and age.
I'm all in on him.
He's fashionistic.
Listen,
in the
Miss
shot we see
Dimples
later
and the
with
crown jewel of DC movie news is all in on Leto.
See,
on board
I
with
like
him.
I
got
that.
it in.
That's how Johnny introduces me.
I
you
got
know,
it in.
The crown
That's
jewel
good.
of what?
DC movie news.
Oh gosh, yes, that's perfect.
So yeah, I gotta say,
Crown jewel.
my expectations.
I'm old. I forget things.
My expectations for Joker only increased, and I was a fan of Hurt Your Real
Yeah,
Bad.
I've been a fan from the beginning.
I mean, it's going up and up.
But then
so.
there's that picture we'll see later, actually, with
Okay.
the knives. So Joker's henchman.
Eyeball Man.
Yeah.
Eyeball Man, is it a Panda Man? Look
In
at this.
What is this?
I don't know, but it's beautiful and crazy.
Also
and
could be the
weird.
poster of the movie. Also would love that on my wall. It's a beautiful image. I get the feeling that whatever's going on with this crew, with the Suicide Squad, the Joker is really enjoying it somehow. I don't know what's going on with him.
I think he just loves. There's just chaos.
And
and
once
he's just
again,
like, all right, well.
I love that I have no idea what's going on in this
Yeah.
movie.
Our whole chat is on board with the Joker right now, which
Good.
is
Love
not
you
what it
guys.
was
I'm glad you
back
feel
then.
that way. Listen,
and then this. Are we moving on? Or?
okay, no, it's cool.
The soul sword, stealing a soul.
Her costume has been so far my biggest problem.
Oh, why?
Just because
Girls are up in arms because they sexualized her.
Oh, Katana?
Yeah, because they cut the midriff and she's normally in the samurai armor.
Yeah. I just thought it looked a little, I don't know, on the nose, like with the
mask
with
and
You
the
couldn't
star
have had
and
her
the
in the
mask.
yellow red gi that she's in the comics. That would not have worked.
That being said, I liked what I saw in
Then
this.
did you see in the later section? Her eyes glaze over with like this blackness. There's a shot of her face, and her eyes are glazing
So
over.
is that
It's like,
after
ooh.
she's killed someone and she's absorbed their soul?
Maybe.
So are we saying, like, are you guys getting a little bit of a Highlander flavor?
And I love the fact that they're doing that. She could have just been a cool chick with a sword, but they're really embracing the weirdness.
What,
of
is that not canonical?
So,
soul
but you would think sometimes for movies they would. We're
They're
kind of
going
out
all
there.
the way.
That's what I'm saying. They're going full hog on it.
They're not trying to go. They're
No,
going.
and I
they're
love
going
that.
full
They're going
hog.
all
They're going
in.
ham
Now
on
that
it.
you know Ham, you can't keep using hog.
Yeah, no, they're
I
going
go
ham.
full hog on it.
No.
Oh, is that where ham came from? Where do you think you get the ham from? The hog. So
Ham
is
is-
just like, here's a sliver off the hog. Here's some ham. Go ham
The
on it.
hind
I've got
quarter of
whole-
the pig after a
I've
brining
got
and
the whole
smoking
damn hog. I'm
process or
bringing
a
the
long
hog
curing
in.
process is ham.
Do you see that? Bringing the hog
Roxy,
in.
Katana, you a fan?
I have no problems with it. Absolutely none.
cool.
But that doesn't mean that women don't
just-
have a right to have an issue.
When I saw the group picture, it was the one that kind of struck me as looking a little weird. But
I love the
I
character.
feel very much like the Paula Abdul of the group a lot, like when we're watching this, because I think
Oh,
that's
you're-
cool. Like, you know, when Paula was like, I love it,
and
love
I feel
it.
like a dancing cat.
That Paula Abdul. I thought you meant she's Paula Abdul in that group.
No, like
I thought you meant we were
if you're
dancing
the
cats.
Simon, if
If
you're the
that-
Simon and you're the Randy,
I'm
I'm
the
the Paula.
Simon?
You're definitely the
Am I?
Simon.
Oh, that's not good.
Kind of the Simon.
You don't think you're the Simon?
I love DC.
I know you do, and Simon loves music.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'll take it that. Yeah, I'm very passionate.
Okay.
And this is the scene that everyone loves.
So no.
That was
some
Okay,
of the people
so-
love. Some of the people think is ridiculous. I don't understand what's wrong with these
Well,
people.
I think it's great, but I just
Okay.
think that for everyone to go nuts about it, it's because the editing with the music. Here's
Yeah.
a great point.
Okay.
Let me
It
say
was
this.
great. They did their job. The editor
Right.
did his job. The music was great.
Here's
Jai
That's
did
exactly
his
what
job.
people were having
something
a
to
problem
say.
with the Batman v Superman trailer. It was like not a great trailer.
But here's something to say. People have recently taken Batman Superman, they took the old Masters of the Universe trailer,
Right.
they cut it with the Force Awakens trailer music, and it's beautiful. So with the right editing and
Yeah.
the right music, you can make anything fantastic. So this shot, cool, yes, didn't make me go, yes, Jai Courtney is going to steal the movie. Oh, boy.
All right, let's
all
look at
good,
the
all
next
good.
one.
So Jai Courtney opening the beer was one of my favorite moments of the trailer.
It broke
I
the
loved
tension,
it.
too.
It broke the tension. It was well edited,
A
and
lot
again,
of
it was the
people-
third time I see the character in this trailer, and it was 1, 2, 3 for me.
Did
comedy
you
comes
guys
in three,
see-
so-
did you guys
Comedy
see
comes
the-
in three.
The Deadpool comments that people were like, "This is trying to be Deadpool or funny."
Deadpool to me, now watching this trailer, Deadpool,
Yeah.
the comedy seems forced.
That's, a lot
Like,
of
look
people
at
said
us,
that.
dick
I
and
hear you
fart
say
jokes.
that.
This
Yeah,
was fluid.
My reaction to that
But I
was
am on board Deadpool.
I'm
I
really
see it.
excited about Deadpool. Deadpool is a comedy. It's meant to be a comedy first with great action. Like I feel like Deadpool is closer to Kingsman in tone
Yes.
than like a typical comic book film. And I think they're just doing a really good job at showing you the humor in this film. And listen, he's crouching behind a car. He's opening a beer. That's definitely inappropriate.
Yeah.
Whatever
Weird
they're
stuff going
doing.
on.
Francisco in the chat says Jai drinking the beer is Oscar worthy. Yeah, we should just
And you know
nominate
what?
him now.
If David
No, I'm not going
Ayer-
to talk less. Rich.
If David Ayer makes Jai Courtney a household name after this film, which
Yeah.
I feel like it could do if this character comes out looking, if it's like the surprise breakthrough character.
Oh, this
Close.
jerk off's back.
All right, listen.
No, not you, buddy. I'm
Okay.
looking at something.
Oh, okay. I was like, hey, I'm right over here.
All right.
All right,
So,
moving on.
More destruction. Surprise, surprise.
So this is some kind of
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. All right, what's going on there? I don't know. Okay, Panda with the
We're
gun.
back
We
with
like
the
that.
panda. Yeah, we've seen
Okay,
the panda before.
moving
though.
on. We like Panda with the gun.
All right. So, what are our thoughts? Who is he?
Okay, Scott Eastwood now.
Okay.
So
The theory is that-
you have an interesting theory.
And this is not mine. I can't take credit for it, that he's Dick Grayson.
Okay.
And I love that. I want to believe it. I don't think it's true. But the fact that we've seen Bruce Wayne on set.
Yeah.
We've seen Batman and Bruce Wayne. I understand why Batman would be there, bringing these guys in jail. If he has a scene with Amanda Waller, why would Bruce Wayne would not have a scene with any of these people?
Yeah.
Unless he has a scene with Dick Grayson.
Who do you
Oh, why?
guys
Because
think
you think
Scott Eastwood
Bruce is in the movie
chat?
because we heard that Bruce was
He
out of
is in the
costume.
movie. He was
right.
walking on set with the costume and the suit.
Yeah, that
the
would be
fact
amazing.
That if he was Dick Grayson, I don't think it's true, but I want to believe
It
that.
would be one of those things.
Why-
Sorry, go
Why
ahead.
would they be working so hard to keep it a secret then?
Oh, for every reason.
Okay, tell me. Tell me the reason.
Because it would be a huge shocker surprise, like a what the what moment. If it turns out that he's Robin from Bruce Wayne, like, and we haven't met Robin yet. After Batman v Superman, we just know that like
because most people don't like spoilers. Right. I have to remind myself.
Yeah, most people don't like spoilers.
Right, I
It would be a huge
understand.
spoiler. And now it doesn't matter if it happens because like I would want to be surprised because it would be so freaking cool.
He
Like
has
everybody.
wants to have intercourse with me. Oh.
Okay.
You're getting too into the chat today.
I love the chat. I love
Yeah,
this.
I
I'm sorry,
love the
guys.
chat
If it's
too.
gonna
I'm
make you
sorry,
mad.
guys.
All right, what's going on here?
People are saying Nightwing. A lot of people are saying Dick Grayson.
It would be amazing, and
Yeah.
he's perfectly cast for that.
Oh my God, if he was?
cuts that image perfectly.
Yeah, we got a lot of different thoughts in here. Okay.
And listen, even though it got me in a lot of trouble at the time, I stood toe to toe with the man, and I said at the Longest Ride premiere, and I said, Scott, I'm a big fan of The Longest Ride. Tell me what's going on with Suicide Squad. And he's like, I can't say anything about Suicide Squad.
Is he a nice guy?
They've never asked me to do a red carpet again after that moment, but that's all right, because I broke protocol. I asked about a
all
film
right,
that was not represented by the company I was
Worth
going to
it.
represent.
Some death strokes too. Slade Wilson, Deathstroke.
Okay, less excited about that.
Okay.
I want it to be Dick Grayson. But
What's that? Who's that one?
I think it's part of the googly goo.
he's got a gun in his hand.
Yeah, but
it's a shotgun.
That's not a squad member?
No.
Okay.
So
I
are we
don't think
thinking
so.
like Enchantress, maybe like goobly goos, like her ooze on people and they become possessed demons, so they are like the mindless warriors that the Suicide Squad can just be killing all over the place
I don't
and nobody
know.
cares?
I don't
a la
know.
Avengers style?
Maybe.
Maybe. We've seen this image many times before.
Yeah.
Move on past that. She's
She's in the bath.
I like this
Why is
idea
there
now.
trees in
What do you
there?
guys think? I think something's happening to her in this
what's going
film.
on there.
I don't think she starts out as a criminal or as a bad guy. I think she becomes possessed or something during the film.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have seen
And
two
I think it's
polar
happening
images.
here.
Yeah, in the tub. What's happening in the tub?
Well, sometimes when a woman reaches a certain age, or I should say, when a girl becomes a woman.
When a girl becomes a woman. No, that's
Okay.
not it.
Okay,
Now,
this is
alright.
gorgeous.
Now, someone said their clothes are melting off here. Is that what's going on?
It's an acid, right? I think the theory was that it's acid, and it's like they're just standing in this acid, and
People, I don't know, a
we
lot
have
of
no idea what's going on there, but
people think
I
it's
think it's a good
origins.
theory.
I think it's the stuff like how he got turned into it.
I
A
think
lot
they're
of people think
standing in
origins.
hydrochloric acid right there.
Could this be a flashback moment? Is this...
Because we've seen her as a doctor.
Could be because we're seeing them together.
Yeah.
We don't know if how much they're together during the ongoing present day action of the film. Again, a great question. Like,
Yeah.
do they interact during the meat of the film, or is it flashback? And then I gotta believe that this film ends with them getting together and going off to do whatever mayhem they're gonna end. That's just my belief now.
I don't know.
You
I don't know.
You don't agree?
I have no idea what to believe at
And
this
I
point.
love that.
I don't know what to
And I
think.
love that about you.
So I didn't include Harley's ass, but we can talk about it now if we want.
Okay.
Because we've gone through a bunch
Let's
of
say
these
it.
Okay.
images.
So Harley's butt reaching over. Some people are.
I did
it's a
not
big
even
thing to
notice it in
people.
like that it was the shot. Like,
Okay.
I thought, okay, she's breaking. What's she getting
You
into the
are
window?
so full of crap. You did not notice Harley's butt. You didn't notice it as part of the trailer.
I'm a grown man, and when I'm attracted to a woman or something happens, I notice sometimes. But with that, I was just like, first time watching it, I was watching it on my phone. It didn't do anything sexually for me. It's not.
Well, okay, I think you just said it right there. I think
It's
you
not
solved it.
for
You were
me.
watching it on your phone. I was watching it on my flat screen at home. And
Okay.
on the second time, that butt really stuck out. But it was a lot bigger physically, what I saw. I saw more butt than you did. And to me, it affected me exponentially more. Now, it didn't
All
take
right.
me out of it in anything.
So I'm gonna try to save you both because
you.
I'm a
Please,
woman,
help
and
us.
I'm gonna try to help out here. I had no
didn't
problem.
sec-
Again, I had no problem with this scene.
Yeah, I didn't-
I think that she bent over and that it was very in Harley's personality. She came up, she said something badass, like it's what we do, and she walked
Right,
away.
we're
She-
bad
She
guys.
would
She's
have been
Harley. She's
bending
got
over.
pigtails. She's got that whole thing.
If she was
Listen.
been bending over, she looked back at them and go, "It's what we do." That's sexualizing someone, like giving the look over the shoulders. That's
You've got a weird
look.
thing with the look back.
Listen, I will say this. We can move on, but they definitely were hanging there for an extra second on the
Oh,
butt.
they
I mean,
definitely
come on.
were. They definitely were. I just don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. But I mean, call a spade a spade. I mean,
Right.
it was definitely. Here you go, Margot Robbie, the beautiful Margot Robbie is in
so
this
is
film.
in Mission Impossible, where she's got the gun in the opera house and she puts her leg up, and they've got that great shot of her dressing that leg.
Sure.
She's in underwear.
It's an attractive
Sex is a
woman.
part of
She's
movies.
in pigtails, underwear, and
Okay,
those
here's my thing.
tights,
Yeah.
the
Here's the problem.
fishnets.
People are saying this movie sexualizes Harley Quinn, but they're
Right.
forgetting that Bruce Timm and Paul Dini created the character, put her in negligee, put her
Yeah.
on our table like this, and going, "Don't you want to ride your Harley?"
Yeah.
That
Boom.
was the creators of it 20 years ago.
I want a movie about
Sexualizing
that.
her.
I think people would say that women in the media have changed since then. I think that that's the argument.
Right.
Like they don't
Right.
want to keep seeing what
Exactly.
they saw 20 years ago.
But they're saying everyone wants Harley to be like she was originally.
Oh, right.
That's Harley
I see your point,
originally.
too. Okay.
That's Harley
I get
originally.
what you're saying.
Listen, Margot Robbie's really beautiful. Moving on.
What do you want to talk about, Adam?
Let's talk about, let's spin out of this. Let's talk about the dawn of the Justice League. I'm sure many of you tuned in, what was it, Tuesday night?
Yeah.
When we got to see, when they debuted this trailer, we got to see Kevin Smith with Jeff Johns in a production that was produced by Mob Scene, the people I work with on FX Movie Download.
cool.
And I am so jealous that I don't have Kevin Smith's clout, because I really would have loved to have hosted
Wait,
that.
can you just host this part like Kevin, though?
Okay,
With the
so
hands.
what you're telling me is we're going to see the whole DC Nation, right?
So, like, I know about DCE, but for the people who don't know out there, you should
He said
definitely let
something
them
great
know.
that resonated with
What's
me.
that?
The DC's in my DNA.
Yeah.
And yes, physically it's not, but that to me resonated because it is for us.
It is
It's
in a
who
lot
we
of people's DNA.
Yeah, who I was. So I'm sorry. I get passionate. I get Simon Cowell about it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
because,
good.
like, some people are with sports. That's what they grew up with. This is my sports.
Okay, so the most exciting thing here that, I should say, for me anyway, the most exciting thing we got out of this was all this Wonder Woman footage.
Yeah, Wonder Woman on a horse.
I mean, that I didn't expect. We got some logos, but let's look at Wonder Woman pictures right here. Like, this, it looks like the film is totally being set during the World War I period.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're using that as a flashback and flash
is-
that was
forward.
confirmed
Interesting
by Chris
because
Pine,
yeah,
too.
most
What's
in most
that?
movies
World War
that
I.
it is
Right, that it doesn't flash back
and
and,
they've even
forth.
said because most movies
Just
do.
World War I.
Okay.
Most movies do when they do period pieces in that era go with World War II because
Well,
the stylized it's
Right.
much more it's a better style. But I think
still
that's
kind
so
of might
great.
rather. I still think World War II might be a better choice, but I'm on board with World War I.
You know, but then it starts aping Captain America too
There
obviously
you go.
too much right there.
There you go.
But I think
Stars and Stripes,
that's
and then
exactly why they didn't do it, and I don't think
I
that's a
agree.
good reason not to do it.
well, okay,
But
fair enough.
I think that she looks beautiful in this. I think there were some cool
And-
kick butt scenes, but in general, I still think she looks very small.
Yeah.
And
See, you're a woman. You got it.
Okay.
I got a what? I'm a woman. I got a what?
All these girls, several
yeah.
women
I
that
want-
love
I want-
Wonder
I
Woman.
wanna hear you finish
several
that
women,
sentence,
several
too.
girls that love Wonder Woman, they go, she's too skinny, needs bigger boobs.
Yeah.
I did not say anything about
I know
her
you didn't
boobs.
say that, but girls that I know that are Wonder Woman fans
About her
say that.
boobs?
Yes, they've
All
said
the women that I know who've talked about
Roxy,
her
I'm
and
just
said
saying
that she's too
these
small.
I'm just saying these interactions I've gone with
And,
women.
I'm just
Okay.
about to say my interactions that I've had.
I don't- so as
can't
guys,
say
we
it.
don't go,
I can't
Christian
say
Bale.
my interaction that I've had now.
Please do.
I
Roxy, you
think
have
the
the floor.
interaction that I've had with women, they say that she's, unless they like her, they say she's too short and too small. And
Right.
as a short, small person, I agree with that. I think that she should be this Amazonian force. I want to see like a Ronda Rousey body or somebody who's like this giant. I think she's beautiful. I hope she does an amazing job, but I still think she's a little small.
Yeah. Well, look, I will say
Because
this: some of
men
the
need
most
to be attracted to her.
some of the most effective fighters in real life are like kind of smaller Asian people. You know, like I'm looking at you, Jet Li, Tony Jaa.
Look at-
people like this. So. You know, there's something to be said to have a different fighting style. It looked like they were doing a great thing with some martial arts and kicking and how she was doing these kind of like roundhouses and things like that. I thought the action looked amazing.
She did.
think
She's
about
doing
this,
the
guys.
best job she
Yeah.
can.
And all
She's
they
kicking
need to
ass.
do, number one, look at Tom Cruise. He's 5'7".
Yeah.
All they need to do in that fight scene,
Incredible action
They've
stuff.
got to make those guys in those suits
Yeah.
shorter than her,
Yeah.
and it
So-
makes her look like a giant. That's all you need to do. It's camera tricks, it's movie tricks to make her look bigger. You will do that.
Again, this is nothing that Gal is doing wrong. She's
Right.
killing it. I loved her in this.
Let me,
This to me, it still goes back to the
Here's
casting.
a great point of why they're doing World War I believe, because she's been around for.
Don't you love when he starts? He says, "Here's a great
Yeah.
point."
She's been around for however old she is. Why wouldn't she have presented herself during World War I?
Yeah.
Or World War II. That first war happens. So this is the first time a world war is happening.
And that's a really
Listen,
good point.
And that's what
actually.
the Amazons go.
I will say
wanna
this, Mike
find this out."
Kalinowski,
Yes, sir.
you called your shot like Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
You said it was a good
Yeah,
point.
it's a really
it
good
was
point.
a good point.
It was.
I want to ask
Can
you
I
guys
point
one
next
other.
time like
Yeah,
you
you
do?
should point it out. You're going to show you how good
I was
this
hoping
point
it was
is.
a bad one. But it was
What do
really
you
good.
guys think about
Yeah.
the fact some people have mentioned that we still haven't heard peep
Yeah,
out of
this
her?
is a-
Does it bother you, or are you okay
For a
with
while,
like them
I
holding
didn't.
it back?
But now with this whole thing again, no one talked.
yeah.
And my only thing is, I want to believe. First of all, when they gave that interview, I loved her accent, and I hope she uses her real,
Yeah.
natural voice in this movie.
Israeli.
I love it.
Oh, it
because
would
it's
make
exotic.
sense. Why? Why give her? You know,
And
that shot right
oh,
there.
that shot right
This
there.
is this is my
This brought
favorite
me
of the
back.
shots.
Fully clothed, and that's beautiful, hot, sexy, attractive,
fully clothed.
fully clothed.
You know,
and
it's funny.
beautiful.
I think she
Look
looks
at her.
amazing here. I
Look at
love
her.
her here.
She's
I
not
do.
fully clothed. I actually saw the whole of this footage, and when they pan out,
Oh.
she's not wearing pants.
Well, I digress then.
But this
Some
really,
sensuality.
this brought me
beautiful.
back to
She's drop dead gorgeous. No questions.
the Wonder Woman TV show when she put, Linda Carter would wear the glasses as well. You know,
Fair
like I definitely recall that, and I loved that show growing up. I mean, like I was a big fan of Wonder Woman as a kid.
This is such bullshit
What?
in the chat right now that I'm body shaming skinny people.
That's what I didn't want to talk about. I didn't want to say
on.
why with the girls, and we said we need
Don't
to support
even-
women. I don't go.
I'm
guys,
not.
Come on,
body
guys,
shaming.
guys.
Okay,
Can we
all
just
right,
move
we'll
on?
talk, we'll digress, and
Can
we'll-
just move past.
But
it. Don't worry
Adam, you're
about
not going to be the one who's going to get attacked. That's what I'm saying. I'm not body
it.
shaming anybody.
Okay, how much time do you want to take on the show and
no,
talk
we
about it?
can
now?
move on. I
Talk
just
about
wanted
it.
to say
no,
that.
No, I want to give you your time.
Don't
Address it.
Now he's being a big meanie pants.
We're all friends, guys.
Come on.
I'm just saying, the guys we didn't. No one comes out and goes, Christian Bale, you need bigger biceps to be Batman. But for women to go, a girl to go, yeah, that girl needed to put on get some boobs and get some weight going. That's like, just support everyone.
Absolutely.
And the
Much
film will
love.
make her-
Everyone should love. What do you guys think of the logo for Wonder Woman?
I thought it was great.
Awesome. Excellent.
What do you think of the logo, Adam?
I love it. It looks like Wonder Woman.
You'd wear that shirt?
I will wear that shirt. I will absolutely have one of those coming to me in the mail. I think I ordered a Batman shirt a couple of weeks ago and never showed
that's been
up.
coming up. I wish it was cooler, like the T-shirts.
Yeah,
I know
the T-shirt
generic.
actually looked like crap.
I agree.
You've seen a lot of the
Yeah.
T-shirts, right? I'm just kind of like,
I think a lot of the merchandising is not that great.
I want I don't know,
Yeah.
simple stuff.
Listen, one of the coolest things I thought about this whole Dawn of Justice League kind of thing was that you got to see all the logos.
Yeah.
And that was something we said. So even we moved on and we saw
Yeah, you were really excited and predicted that we were going to see the logos.
Well, because we saw them at Comic-Con, so we knew they at least had those in the bag. The Green Lantern Corps. Let's talk about that.
Just the fact that they said that there was going to be a Green Lantern Corps.
No, but what the images. Now, do you take the fact that they showed a couple lanterns
I'll
and the
say
fact
this.
that they definitely showed Hal Jordan and John Stewart, do you take that
No.
as confirmation that those are the lanterns that are going to be in
No,
the
because
film?
it's concept art. And I'll say this. I just bought at Barnes & Noble, they had for like $7 the art and making of the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie. And flipping through that art, you see in the preview stages, it could have been awesome.
Yeah.
They nailed the Guardians in that movie, the way they looked, the design of all the aliens, the ring design, the lantern, and then you see what you got. Concept art is such a weird thing.
Okay, but why would you put concept art of people that aren't in the film?
Here's the Flash concept art. One of his images is his suit from the Injustice game. And they just kind of designed it a little bit. It was the same armor and stuff. So
I don't know.
That's a movie that's far out still. I don't think they
Okay,
got too
but
much
no,
concept
but
art.
the movie's far out.
I think we're getting John
we're-
Stewart and Hal. I think we're getting them both.
We're seeing them definitely by the second Justice League movie.
100%. They're
we're
doing
getting-
everything to make us
Maybe in
believe
the
that we're
first
getting
one.
both of them.
I've often said I thought that they're going to appear at the end of the first one.
You can't have it be just Hal, because then it's going to be, white guys. You got to have diversity, and I think that's fantastic.
Well, I've gone on record saying that I wanted Guy and John, but I have a feeling I'm not
Hal
getting
and
that.
John is a much better dynamic, the two of them.
And I totally disagree
It's a
with you.
training day dynamic.
I totally disagree with you. I want more of the Lethal Weapon dynamic. You get more of a training day. But listen, both are good, and everybody's pretty. What about was it Ray Fisher talking about Vic Stone?
The fact that
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Of all the movies, Cyborg was the one I wasn't
very
excited
brief.
for. I wasn't excited for
And
Cyborg.
now you are?
Yes, because that one
Very.
concept art of like this. Because
Melted
before
face.
he's always been this giant like blocky robot thing, but then someone, what do they call him, a technopath? They call him a technopath. And think about
that
our
what they
day and
say?
age with computers and everything. I was like, his character has the potential to be brilliant in this day and age.
Yeah, I thought that was
they do
great.
more of a
Roxy, I
Frankenstein
agree.
monster.
That was kind of the reason I got excited too, is because they basically said what the take was on
Yeah,
Cyborg.
a technopath.
It didn't do anything to move me one way or another,
Okay.
but I'm glad that it did for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was afraid that this character could just be kind of a cool version of RoboCop with lots of changing gadgets. But the whole idea that he never sleeps, he's always
Yeah,
online.
he's always on.
That to me is really sad. Like, he's completely deprived of his humanity. Even more so than RoboCop, and he's just this other thing. And that
I remember when I saw Age of Ultron, the one scene that made me creep out was when Ultron became alive and he started going into the internet and just feeding and just taking this all. I was like,
Yeah.
picture that as Cyborg. You're constantly logged on to everything.
Yes.
I think it's
totally. Do you
this
have any
got me
idea
excited
where
for
we are
Cyborg.
as far as time wise? I know we don't have a countdown clock in here like we normally
got
do.
three.
Yeah, it's
3:57.
3:57.
Oh, really? Okay, so we gotta move it along. We've gotten through none of the things we wanted to talk about today because it was a lot of
But it's a lot,
Suicide
man. I've
Squad.
got
Well, the good thing is we always have next week to talk about any rollover stuff.
Yeah, we
That's
totally can. Also exciting that came out of that stuff. All right, thank you very much. We got the official date of that Wonder Woman film. It's going to be June 23rd, 2017.
That just came out a couple hours ago. Yeah.
And then also, this is what really blows my mind, and to your point of what you said before, this is all happening November 17th, 2017, Justice League.
Yeah.
So does that mean like you're going to get like the Thor movie, I think, and Justice League both in 2017?
That's not even a Thor. You can't
No, but
even
I'm just
throw
saying
Thor
it's like
against
now.
Justice League.
What I'm saying is just like what's happening with November being like the new, like every month is like
Yeah.
starting to happen now for these
Well,
movies.
you got to clear because they moved Star Wars 8 to Christmas of that year. So it's giving it some birth.
So we're
before it
getting
comes
Wonder
out.
Woman and then right into Justice League.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up moving a couple dates around, actually, though.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? But
Wonder
they
Woman
announced
is
those
very
two today.
soon.
They announced.
I know, but if they were positive about it, why didn't they announce the date of Wonder Woman when they did the whole Wonder Woman footage?
Well, they had the dates for some time. It said untitled DC movie in that slot, and most people assumed it was Wonder Woman. I think they just kind of made this official announcement after there was all this shuffling that's been going on. So I got to think these studios are all talking.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to make money, so
you
they don't
think
make
about
these moves not knowing what the other people are doing.
It's so soon that it's actually sooner than the distance between when we first started our show and when BVS was coming out.
My head's exploding.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
crazy. But it's exciting. They knew what they were doing, and Wonder Woman is probably almost done filming at
I
this
love
point.
walking into stores and seeing merchandise because it's now happening. You know,
Yeah.
all this stuff in the merchandise. And I go into a store, there's Batman, Superman stuff on the shelves,
Yeah.
and it's happening. We're here.
I know, but guys, have you been hearing the stuff about BVS? People have been saying some really negative stuff recently.
Really?
Yeah.
No one,
Just in terms of what?
Some people who
can't
have
change anyone
some
at this
people who have
point.
seen some footage saying there's a lot of setup going into it.
Right.
Just thinking that they're going to walk out hoping that it's mediocre at best. All of a sudden, I feel like we had so much support for this movie, and I feel it
it was
fading.
that trailer. It was the trailer.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have not
Yeah,
heard
I've been
that.
hearing
And
a
this is
lot.
coming from people who have been to viewings of it, or
Yeah, I don't think anybody's seen the final act.
Okay.
These are people who have seen the first 2 acts, I think.
interesting.
Well, a movie goes on with your movie sets up to the.
I mean,
the third
I
act.
That's
can't-
what I'm saying. So I still am feeling really positive and confident. And when we tweeted out from our DC Movie News, which is DC Movies SK, people said they were more excited about BVS than Suicide Squad.
Interesting.
Even after the
Interesting.
trailer, so.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, so I can't really respond to it. But I hope it's untrue.
You haven't heard any rumblings?
I have not.
I've been
no.
fighting
only
it for
only
long
the trailer
with my
stuff.
friends and my fans.
Only the trailer stuff.
It's a constant uphill battle with my friends.
Yeah,
That-
no.
and I get it. You know, they're my great friends, and they tell me Mike, we want to love it. We're just not feeling
That
it.
I will agree with.
Okay, and it's and that's okay. If you don't, okay.
I will say that this
I
the
could-
DC films Dawn of the Justice League got me more excited for BVS as well. I mean, I was already at a 9, and I'm like maybe at a 9.3 right now with my excitement level. So also in Wonder Woman, we have Connie Nielsen is playing her mother,
Great role from Gladiator.
Hippolyta.
From Gladiator, she's great.
So from Gladiator, a little bit of that connectivity. Superman's mom and Wonder Woman's mom, I heard like a little of that connectivity. Gladiator.
That's right.
Right, exactly. So that's really cool.
And his dad.
We had new Suicide Squad posters
Yeah.
as well.
Not the just generic. Let's Photoshop the actors all together in a collage.
I know we don't really have time to go in depth, and it's a little anticlimactic
if you
after,
want
but
them.
they're out there. I think they look great. I love the color scheme. I love the green
I
and
like the
everything.
one with them all together.
I like
the
that
whole
too. The
Joker on his eye.
compilation. Yeah, that's really cool. That's
yeah,
really cool.
people are definitely going to be excited for this movie. Chris Pine. So we thinking that he's stuck in World War One?
And I like that thing where he was playing his grandfather and he's playing.
You do.
current day
You like
Trevor.
that. You
I
wouldn't
don't
think that would be
like
Cheese Town?
I think it's
I love it.
such a force. Like, I'm not
Roxy
giving them
doesn't
that
love it.
dramatic liberty. Come on.
What do you think of this? What do you guys think? Do you think that Wonder Woman sequels? Also, now we've heard this theory before. Maybe the second one does take place in World War II or Vietnam or something like. What do you think
that'd
of
be
all
in
Wonder Woman
Vietnam.
like
That's a
sequels
touchy
are like in the
subject.
past, and then we have Steve Trevor aging with her.
I'm into
So
that.
we get like Steve Trevor in his 40s in the next
I think
film.
I'd be in for that. I want to keep it as part.
Mike ain't buying that sandwich.
I like Chris Pine. I really like him.
I
So
do too.
I'm excited
Me
he's
too.
in the universe.
I do too. So we have a reaction of Ben Affleck talking about directing a Batman solo film. It was interesting choice words. He kind of said it was not something that he had thought about. Maybe he's playing coy, but he also said that he was
That is
incredibly
BS.
inspired by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Inspiration is usually a term that is associated with creativity. So some people are looking into those comments and suggesting that perhaps they're setting him up for a
You're
Batman
telling me
film.
he hadn't thought about it. I hadn't even thought about it. Uh-huh.
Or not that he hadn't thought about it, but maybe more that he didn't think that that would be something that he could or would want to do. What do you think about that? What do you think of his comments? And do you think he will direct one?
I'm not sure.
I
don't-
hope he does. I hope he
I
does.
love his comments about just the mythology that they've established in this playground that they can go in now.
Yeah. Here's what I don't understand, and maybe you guys can help me out there with this. You got Justice League, which will feature Batman, coming out in 2017. You got Justice League Part 2 coming out in 2019, which will feature Batman. When are they shooting this solo Batman movie? When is this happening?
He's got the other films for Warner Brothers that because he took this contract that he's now optioned to be able to make.
Yeah, and he makes other films.
Yeah.
When is this happening? In 2020, 2022?
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see how BVS does.
Yes.
And then we'll
That's
see.
true. But, I mean, it's just interesting. I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
No.
I don't think it's happening
we got a
before
little time.
2019. I mean,
We'll see.
that's only 3 years away.
We'll see.
Okay. The BVS soundtrack preview and deluxe edition soundtracks are out there. A lot of cool, interesting tracks on there. You definitely check that out. Look at it. I haven't looked at it. I don't want to look at the track titles.
It doesn't ruin
any of that.
anything.
Interesting
It
stuff.
doesn't
I
spoil
haven't
anything.
looked at it. But
I saw like a couple of them like Enter the Night or
They don't
or
spoil
like
anything.
or Who Needs
I will say this real
Tonight
quick
and it's
to
with the
defer.
canine
People are
chase.
bitching that it was too close to sounding like Man of Steel, and the title of the track is "Their War Here." Well, obviously, this is the part with Superman and Zod fighting their war here.
Okay.
And it's reminiscent of Man of Steel, which brings it all together. It's brilliant
Right.
composing.
It is the same
so
composer
again,
as Man
people
of
want to
Steel
bitch
too.
about anything
and
Batman
I didn't have a
Superman.
problem with the composition.
And what did you
in
think?
Man of
Have you
Steel.
heard any of it?
The Man of Steel soundtrack is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Have you guys heard the album yet?
I heard the track. They only released
Okay.
one track.
So okay, they've only released one track.
And the titles of
And
the
it's
tracks.
got a Man of Steel that undertone, the same theme, but it's Their War Here is the track title.
So we haven't heard a lot of the Junkie XL stuff, except presumably if that's maybe the stuff on the trailer.
Yeah, it's-
Right.
yeah. But it's
I think the trailers are Junkie XL, right?
if they are, those are great.
I think so.
I don't know.
That maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, okay, so we got our first look at the Titans versus Justice League animated film.
Batman Bad Blood comes out in 2 weeks, 1 week digitally, so I'm sure they'll have previews on that DVD for the
They
following.
always seem to do that. That's very excited. I'm excited that we're getting another like Young Justice kind of team or
They have
Titans
the same
like a more
vibe, the same as
yeah, because a lot of people miss that Young Justice. Let's see. Oh, Zack Snyder was talking to FM, Famous Monsters magazine, had a lot to say. Do you got to take off?
I got to take off.
Ah, what a bummer.
I'm sorry, guys.
All right, you
I
can
have
find
a previous
him.
announcement I got to go to.
Put yourself over. Where
At
can we
Mike
follow you?
Kalinowski. Reach out to me on Twitter, guys. I love talking to you.
At Mike Kalinowski.
At Mike Kalinowski. Oh my God.
he
By
is. Much
crown
love.
jewel in my life.
Our very own Simon Cowell.
Sir
Thank
King.
you very much,
I
Cal.
hate that. Oh, it sucks.
I know.
Bye, guys.
No, it was. I meant it as a compliment.
That's terrible. but-
Simon was everybody's favorite judge because he was honest.
Bye, guys.
He also dates lots of hot women.
Does Simon do that?
But I think he does. No, Mike Kalinowski doesn't sexualize women. He just loves them.
Didn't even notice the ass. Didn't even notice.
How do you not notice a thing like that?
That's what I said for 45 minutes. Anyway,
Listen, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but listen,
it's just there, so you got to see it.
to say that this movie isn't partially a large part made for pubescent boys,
Oh, totally.
Come
Who
on,
read comics. Mhm.
right or not? I mean, okay. So Zack Snyder, in talking to Famous Monsters magazine, basically he was saying, he responded to all the critics about all the destruction in Man of Steel, and he said, listen, when I made this was a carryover from my philosophy in Watchmen, and that how would the world, he was intrigued by the question, how is the world affected by Superman comes to Earth? And he's like, the effect is, he's just figuring out lots of stuff gets destroyed, and it becomes fodder for BVS. What do you think, Rox?
I think this was the friendliest middle finger ever. I don't care that you guys are saying this. I acknowledge it. F off. Politely.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I like that he stood by his work, and I think that's exactly what he should do.
I don't, you know what? Who knows if he thought at the time that this was going to be the intro to the next film, but he did put all that destruction in there. I've never had a problem with the destruction in Man of Steel. I don't know why people have a problem with that. I don't know why people have a problem with Kal-El breaking Zod's neck.
Especially if we're supposed to believe that Batman hates him so much based on all of this destruction.
The fact is, they turn this negative to a positive. It's a great idea for the launching pad for BVS. And
Completely.
like I said, the only problem I have with Man of Steel is that damn dad and the dog scene.
I know. I was
It's the
talking
only-
about that again. I can't talk about that
I
right
go
now.
back over that film, and it's like, I swear. And by the way, guys, now
Wow.
can I plug myself?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, FX Movie Download, we're showing Man of Steel. Sasha Pearl Raver got to interview Zack Snyder. Did I get to interview
You
Zack
didn't get to
Snyder?
interview- she told me.
I did not get to interview Zack
What?
Snyder. Does that upset me? A little bit. But more importantly, I'm very excited about the fact that Man of Steel is going to be on FX movie download tomorrow. So make sure you check it out. My point is, every time I watch the movie, I like it more and more, except that stupid damn dog scene.
I can't justify
no
it
ever convince me to like it. I don't
agree.
care how much you like the dog. Okay. Is that all? Do we have time to do your favorite time? I know there's been so much that's happened.
Why don't we do a 2-minute TV time?
We'll do a quick... It's
time for Roxy Striar's TV time.
We have to take 15 seconds up of it.
I know. Oh, that's definitely happening. We don't skip the intro.
DC movie news, it's time to talk.
TV
time!
Massive TV week this week.
Such a big week.
We got Supergirl, we got Flash, we got Arrow, we got a Legend of Tomorrow preview, and we actually are getting Legend of Tomorrow's premiere tonight. The only thing that isn't back right now is Gotham, so this is like the biggest TV week ever. I watched everything, and again, to be the Paula, DC TV is just killing it.
I lied to you earlier. I did see Supergirl and Flash this week. I didn't see Arrow yet.
Did you lie on purpose?
No, I didn't lie on purpose. I forgot that there was a new Supergirl this week. So it's great. I'm so excited about tonight's premiere.
I'm loving watching every Martian Manhunter scene and like the shape shifting that's going on, but they're very clearly trying to avoid spending money on him.
A lot of budget.
Yeah.
The opening sequence with Martian Manhunter flying and training, I loved it. I love using him as a shapeshifter.
Me too.
I was kind of like in the middle about the Toyman episode, and that character, the guy she works with, I don't even know his character. The whole thing, and my dad and the Toyman. It's like
we're trying to give him purpose though. And like background.
I'm just saying.
Deck kiss,
for me, I loved the Martian Manhunter stuff. How'd you like your Flash this week?
Oh, I think it was great, and I really loved Arrow too. I can't give too much away, but
don't give too much away. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it.
No, I won't. But we're finding out more and more about who's in that grave, and that's exciting to me, definitely. So the DC's Legend of Tomorrow, the preview got me so freaking amped up.
Yeah.
Really, really, really cool stuff. So definitely make sure you tune into that tonight. They also cast their Jonah Hex this week.
This is exciting stuff. Jonah Hex is cast. Who is he though?
Jonathan.
Okay. See, there he is.
Skate. You
Shake?
pronounce the name, so I look
Shake,
smart.
maybe Jonathan Shake. I would say. That's how I pronounce that.
Super recognizable face. I just can't. I don't know.
And he's in Ray Donovan, but I can't remember who he played.
I know,
and I love that show.
I watch, but I don't remember.
Okay. I think I said this before. There's no like high bar to hit with Jonah Hex on camera.
Yeah.
Live action Jonah Hex. I'm very excited. I'm so excited for the time traveling aspects of the show that it's like some kind of, it's been described as like a Star Trek-y, Doctor Who-y, time traveling. Like this show could be bonkers nuts. I'm interested to see how much CW cheese is in the show and how much like great story is in the show.
Well, everybody in the thing kept saying like Berlanti and all of them were like, if this show, if Arrow is this and Flash is this, then Legends is just bananas. It's wild. It's kooky. Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
Well, and by when I say like CW cheese, I don't mean like humor and levity. I want it to have all that. I just mean like, the soap operatic dance breaks where we got to like, get with our emotions. Right. That being said, I love, Patty Spivot on Flash, right? I mean like...
Oh, but now we don't know how long she's sticking around for.
Why? What do you mean? What do you know?
I don't know.
Just in terms of what? Was it something on the show or something that you know? Or
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Know.
I physically don't know. I
you
literally don't know.
You just feel like the relationship isn't going anywhere?
I just feel like she might be...
You think she's going to get killed?
Something's going to happen.
Because they're getting serious, and they announced that they're getting serious.
Yep.
Ooh, what do you guys think? She's going down like Felicity Smoke?
Even though I love her. And then this is really bad news for you, because I know you love it so much.
The next bit is... Okay, so guys, they basically asked, so what do you think about... Constantine, what did they ask? Berlanti?
About Constantine
or Guggenheim? So the possibility of Constantine doesn't seem too probable right now. I don't think anybody said it'll never happen, but they said that they were planning the crossover Constantine on Arrow before Constantine got canceled. Then it was canceled, and they were like, there's no Constantine. Then they were like, all right, no, we can do it. They brought him back. What do you mean they're not bringing him back again?
And we had already heard rumors that he was coming back. Maybe like if we joined him into the story, he would keep coming back in flashbacks or all.
Do you think Matt
things.
Ryan just doesn't want to come back and play ball? Is he signing on to a different show?
It was Guggenheim, by the way.
It was Guggenheim. Okay.
I think he would be stupid.
What do you
to
guys
not
think is going on there? Yeah, but if he ties himself to another series, like Matt Ryan would not want to be like, oh, I'll come back for 3 episodes of Arrow next year as Constantine, who I love, or has he got to go and try and get himself on another series? series.
I don't think he would
Why
say
can't
that.
he do both? I don't know.
I don't think he would say that, but
A lot of
to come
actors
back
do
for a
both.
guest star, yeah, a lot of
He
people
loves
do.
the character. What do you guys think's going on out
know.
here? But he never said that it's never happening again, did he?
No, it wasn't confirmed, but it sounded that way. But it also sounded like we weren't going to get a Supergirl Flash crossover, and now it sounds like we will.
I don't know, guys.
That was TV time.
That was TV time. I think that's our show for today. Hopefully you had fun. There was so much to talk about. You kind of bummed me out a little bit about with that BVS stuff. I don't know. I haven't heard that before.
It's just rumblings. It's just rumblings.
I don't
And
like
some people
those
in the chat were hearing the rumblings too.
Okay. Listen.
I can't even tell you where they're coming from.
I'm not trying to stick my head in the sand. I'm just hoping that this movie kicks every kind of ass when it comes out.
Me too.
In March. I don't know. Anything else I want to say? I just, for me, go to Doghouse, have a breakfast burrito if you go to USC, and watch Man of Steel tomorrow on FX Movie Download, 8 o'clock on FX.
I'll be talking about the premiere of Legend of Tomorrow on our sister network, AfterBuzz, tonight at 9 o'clock. And also, you can find me on Screen Junkies, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. for TV Fights.
All right. We'll see you guys. And we're out. Music. Cue the music.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.